Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com. $2.28 trillion market cap for crypto, and the market is off by 3.7%. But Bitcoin's running strong, still sitting 62,400 plus. 2,600 plus for Ethereum, back down in that 2,600 window that it's been stuck at for a few weeks. Tether market cap 117 billion plus, and USDC at the number 6 spot at 34 billion plus market cap. XRP number 7 spot, we're 58 cents. Now we're off by 1.6 on the 24, but we're off by 3.5 on the 7-day. We'll keep an eye on it. Range of price between 58, 59 cents. Now this is the normal range we would see, between about 1 cent, give or take there. So we'll see what's going on. However, we do have a message from Egg Rag Crypto before we get out of here today. Let's look at this. We got a message from Link2, and I want all of you to know, and when I say all of you, I know that there is a great portion of the audience and all of you that sit out here and go, yeah, well, I can't get into Link2. Well, now you can, especially if you're in the U.S. The opportunities have now opened up to all investors. Are you hearing me if you're in your car on the way to work? Are you hearing me if you're getting ready for work? You haven't left the house. You're laying down after a long day of working. You don't want to keep going to work. Investing's how you fix it. And investing in some of the premier opportunities before they hit the public market. That's what Link2 does. And they do it with the most affordable minimums that you can absolutely find anywhere in private equity investments. Make sure you click the link below because it is open to all investors. Hello, U.S. investors, all of you. Click the link, sign up, and register. That's what's going down. And then here's this. BlackRock invest in own Bitcoin ETF. Look, you know, I had a conversation with someone, and I want to keep them anonymous in case they don't want that conversation to be tied to them. But we had a conversation about the ETFs and BlackRock's ETFs specifically. And in that conversation, I was informed of something that I wasn't aware of. And that person had mentioned, they said, you know, I'm under understanding that this is an open-ended ETF, which means that BlackRock doesn't own the asset behind the ETF. However, it was said to me that BlackRock at some point in the future could decide to close the fund and make it a close-ended fund, is how it was explained to me. Now, this may or may not be 100% accurate, but I believe it to be. The person I was talking to is extremely knowledgeable and smart, and essentially saying that BlackRock at some point in the future could choose to do a closed-end fund, and then the asset in the fund actually does belong to them. Well, I don't know about you, but if that kind of moment does take place with BlackRock or other big entities like Fidelity, that would tell me that that is a big signal that the asset Bitcoin is understood by these large institutions that it will be here for a while. So that's something I'm looking forward to finding out. Meanwhile, talk about something's going to be here for a while. Stablecoin Market Cap hits new all-time high, beating early 22 record. You know, we've heard from many that the current market cap, as we know, let's just take a look at it very quickly again. We are sitting at 2.28, and they're calling for a $2.5 to $2.8 trillion stablecoin market cap in just another 36 months or so. The entire market cap of crypto could be the market cap of stablecoins in just another 36 months. Think of it for a moment. And if that's the case, and we know, just look, I mean, stablecoin market right now, just between Tether, 117 billion, and then 34 billion. We're not even at 200 billion yet. I mean, you could be if you add up all the other smaller ones. But think of this for a moment, right? This is what's so interesting about this. We're about to, what is the size of the entire crypto market if the size of the stablecoin market is 2.8 trillion? Think of it. It's only hundreds of million now, right? Or billion. So I tell you, you know, it's only hundreds of millions now. So we have a lot of room for growth on both sides of the fence, in crypto and in stable coins. And speaking of stable coins, shout out to Mary C. Hall for this one. Wyoming is pushing crypto payments and trying to beat the Fed to a digital dollar with a stable coin. Now, I love this because I don't want to see the Fed release a digital dollar directly to citizens. They don't do that now, and I wouldn't want to see it done digitally. I don't have a problem with a wholesale CBDC on the back end, and I really don't have a problem if they wanted to par that to different denomination levels based on the liquidity and utility on the XRP ledger and peg that wholesale CBDC to an XRP at a certain amount of money. That I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want a retail-facing stablecoin in the United States. Or a CBDC, I should say, directly issued by the Treasury and or the Fed or the government. I don't care. I don't want it from the government directly. You could do a private issuer, but then the problem is we have to make sure that we can guarantee that these private issuers of stable coins can't do what these private owners of social media platforms have been doing for several years now, which is weaponizing them to their own favor. And we got to make sure if we use a private issuer that we are going to have our constitutional rights protected, not trampled on. Meanwhile, the DEA, that is the Digital Euro Association, the member Ripple is rapidly expanding its international footprint through global partnerships and focusing on increasing the use of the XRP ledger. The answer is yes, of course. And this is all while we have Senator Chuck Schumer, who finally has seen the light. Oh, you mean my political career and the power of the DNC could go away if we don't pass crypto? Well, all of a sudden he's had this grand epiphany. I think we can get it done by the end of the year. I'll never vote for somebody who withholds that way, right? You've already lost in my eyes. Meanwhile, here's more evidence that you know that legislation's coming, whether it's by the end of the year or just after the election. It's coming no matter who's going to win the election or be given the election, I think is probably the better way to say it. Ripple partner Neum Global just teamed up with JP Morgan. We covered this yesterday as it broke, but it is worth a second touch. And so is this. JP Morgan presentation acknowledging Ripple as a technology disruptor. Here's some of the evidence from Smoke Dog right here. You can see Ripple smack dab in the middle of it. You see where it's at. It's all right there. We all love learning visually. It's right there, right? JP Morgan, baby. You know, give Smoke Dog a follow. This guy's unbelievable. And then Ripple-based Palao Stablecoin project enters the next phase, which is what I believe has been the test bed for the real USD that we're about to get, hopefully within the next month, I'm thinking. They said by the end of Q3, give or take, so that's about a month away or so here. So I think that Ripple's test bed there with Palao Stablecoin is the real USD once it launches en masse. So we'll see what happens there. This is getting super exciting. And for years, Coindesk puts this out. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Well, the irony is so thick you could choke on it. For years, Coindesk says the industry has created and lost value without establishing real business models. It's time to demonstrate that we're on the path to turning blockchains and the applications built on them into real businesses. Well, Jesus, did you come up with that all by yourself? You know, this is amazing. They put this out here. It is time for us to start finding real use case for these applications. Yeah, Coindesk. Instead of propping up all of the VC money for the Ethereum network and then Solana. Yes, Coindesk, I can see how you would be shocked, right? You've spent so much time and energy and money and resources making sure you don't talk about things like XRP or Stellar or XDC, which in fact are applications for blockchain and the real business models of the world. So yeah, I could see where that's a bit of a shock for you today, where you feel a little behind the 8 ball. Stop talking about VC pump trash and start talking about real applications, and you might not be so stunned about what's out here in the market. Russia and crypto has been at the forefront of Smoke Dog's research and certainly of real application business models, as I just reamed Coindesk out for. Documentation outlined the use of cryptocurrency for international transactions by the end of the year in Russia. But clearly they're not dragging their feet with this issue, as they will, as of today, begin using cryptocurrency legally as a country for cross-border transactions next week. As you can see, reported by Watcher Guru, Russia to start using crypto for international transactions next week. This is not a drill. You can see the connections. Now, we've all seen the 2015, 2017, whatever it was, really old document where Russia acknowledges XRP ledger technology. This was from a recent report in 2024, which is why I'm showing it to you today. You know, the other stuff you can see as well. It's here too. So there's JP Morgan's reference of the technology. Why is it so important when JP Morgan is highlighted that it recognizes Ripple? Because JP Morgan is in fact one of the largest gatekeepers to cross-border payments. So anytime JP Morgan's highlighting that Ripple is a major player in this space, you see how big it is, right? There you have it. And here is just a reminder of all the different areas where you can find Ripple inside of the BRICS coalition. And I'm highlighting this again because we know the development of this technology and relationships with the traditional legacy financial world is in a much better place around the globe than it is in the U.S. And this is clear evidence of that, and it's even bigger than this diagram illustrates. And this is a great diagram. It's not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. And we are going into the freedom zone. Oh, my goodness. And boy, do we have to be in the freedom zone. You know, I can't risk the censorship violations, and that's exactly what this talk in the Freedom Zone is highlighting today. And the weaponization of social media platforms is not speculative. It is not conjecture. It is a fact that the United States government and other governments around the world have used the social media platforms for their own weaponization and targeted narratives. And you are going to see 100% evidence of it in this Freedom Zone right now. Go to digperspectives.com, click on the button, and click the Freedom Zone and come on in. Or join the DPMG and get the Freedom Zone for free. If you want to learn how to use XRP Ledger, automated market makers, and other great things and be around an incredible crew of people, the DPMG is where you want to be. It's not financial advice from me or anyone else. Come on in. It's just my digital perspectives.